What's up everyone, this is Kenny here from Property Stories, and today we're going to talk about some special terms and conditions that often appear in your LO or offer letter. Did you know that sometimes the banks will impose a certain terms and conditions on top of their standard terms and conditions on your offer letter because they to grant you the property loan or housing loan, okay? So this is actually supposed to be communicated by the banker to you. If there is anything, a variation in your offer letter, the banker should tell you. The most common one that we see in the market is that the bank will require a certain deposit, a certain amount of fixed deposit, FD, on lien. Meaning, right, is lock. For example, in return for granting you an extra 10% margin, example, loan 500,000, so you need 10%, right? We give you 10%, but we want that 10% in FD, equivalent in FD, 1-to-1. Meaning we want 50,000 for you to put in FD for how long the banks decide. It's maybe they say 10 years, or maybe 5 years, or maybe throughout the loan tenure. For example, you take for 35 years, then that 50,000 will be locked for 35 years. Of course, if you refinance, then the lien is off lah, okay? Because you need to refinance. But there is such thing, okay, in your offer letter. And why the bank do this, right? Sometimes the bank does not want to give you higher margin, but the bank want you to actually put in more down payment, and this is what they do. So it's also to actually secure themselves. Sometimes they like, okay, maybe this profile we are 50-50. If you can show us that you can actually have some money on lien, maybe we are comfortable to approve it. So this is actually something that you can use to negotiate with the bank. Sometimes you cannot get your margin, right? Maybe you get 80, but you want 90. Maybe the extra 10% you can put in FD pledge. Ask the bank how long, okay? It depends on you whether you want to take or not the offer. And it also highly dependent on the bank whether they want to accept this offer from you or not, okay? Negotiate lah. Since the multiple submission compressed loan fiasco, the banks has been even more strict, and they add more clause into their LO or offer letter. Some banks even add clause like this: we will run a credit check again from time to time, and even before disbursement. And if we found that you have extra loans or extra housing loans we see in the system, we have the right to hold your disbursement, and we not release the money until you have cancelled everything or until it's up to our satisfaction. Then that means the money won't disburse to the seller lah. Seller here can be individual seller or developer. What this clause means, right? For example, let's just say you buy one house, right? And then you apply for 5 banks. Example, when these 5 banks, right, you apply, you choose one only, you took one only. Then the other 4 you didn't go and cancel. It's still approved, all 5 is approved. Then when we want to disburse the money to the developer or to the seller, they will run the CCRIS again. And then you see, oi, you got 5, by right, first 2 only can be 90%, correct? So you are supposed to cancel all the 4 first. Of course, excluding the one that you accepted lah. You're supposed to cancel all the 4. You're supposed to tell the bankers to cancel all the 4 first, and then they will disburse. Sometimes it can also be something like this. After you got your approval of housing loan, right? Then you go and apply for a car loan, or you apply for credit card, or apply for personal loan. Then the disbursement, right, is like very close, maybe 1-2 months later or 3 months later in the case of sub-sales or normal sub-sales. Then the bank actually sees when you are taking so much loan, right, the bank actually has the right to ask you to cancel the loans before they disburse your money, housing loan money. So this is something that the bank actually been prudent in managing. For the second case, right, the bank will be asking you, because your GSR will be already exceed. Within like few months later, then you take so much loans. Of course, the bank is like, what happened? Why suddenly gearing up so fast? After taking housing loan, straight away go and apply like personal loan lah, credit card lah. What is this person in financial distress or what? Okay, so they have the right to actually ask you to cancel all these first before they disburse. The next one is done by my employer, Affin Bank. In Affin Bank clause, sometimes you see in the off letter, we will add this clause that I'm going to read to you now. The clause sounds like this: latest CCRIS report shall be obtained by the bank prior to issuance of letter of instruction to evidence that the multiple housing loan application in CCRIS report dated 24 February 2022 has been cancelled or deleted and with no new multiple applications. If otherwise, the bank reserves the right to vary or cancel the financing offered to you. Any charges, legal fees are to be borne by you. So for this, what happens is that you will apply for one property loan with Affin, and then maybe you want to compare banks. So because it's normal, right? Compare banks, so you apply another 3. So total is 4 banks. So when the banker keys in, right, suddenly see 4 banks, never mind, okay, all approved 90, 90, 90. But you chose to go with Affin Bank, okay? So like this customer here, you choose to go to Affin Bank. What you need to do is to tell the other banks, for these 3 banks, right, to cancel in the application in their system, okay? All the bank systems is linked to CCRIS. If in the event you cannot get the cancel, right, you have to get the bank to issue a cancellation letter. Cancellation letter stating that you already cancelled a facility. Or some proof. The best I can tell you is that to use your e-CCRIS, because your e-CCRIS registration is free. You yourself can check. Once your e-CCRIS registration shows that all 3 is cancelled and left only 1, which is Affin Bank, then only the bank will issue the letter of instruction. Meaning letter of instruction, meaning the letter to send to the lawyers or valuers if applicable. They're saying, hey, please start preparing document. This customer is taking a borrowing from us, Affin Bank. That's it. Okay. Without this letter, right, to send to these lawyers or valuers, your loan cannot move. Your loan cannot move. They cannot send in the document because this letter didn't send to the lawyers or valuers. So that is the letter of instruction, LI. Let me show you an example here, okay? You can see, right, this is the first CCRIS that is coming in when doing the application, okay? Upon acceptance, customer upon acceptance. So customer has decided to take with Affin Bank. You can see there's a few banks right down there. So what customer need to do, right, is to actually ask the bankers to cancel. And this is the CCRIS letter. You can see this one is before, this after. After is like maybe a few weeks down the road where the banker cancelled, then it reflected in the CCRIS. You see only left Affin Bank. And the amount is the same. Of course, I blank out all the personal details, but this is what you're supposed to see. This one, right, you can actually download from e-CCRIS and pass to the banker. You pass to the banker, everything is okay, then the LI will just come out. How do you get this report? E-CCRIS. Just download your e-CCRIS. If the banker already told you to cancel it, right, what you can do is you check your e-CCRIS. Once it's already cancelled, just download, send to your banker print out, and you can get the clearance to issue the letter of instruction or LI. And if, let's just say, because of this, right, because you did not fulfill this condition, that you actually been charged a late payment interest, you cannot blame the bank. There's nothing the banker can do, there's nothing I can do. You did not fulfill the condition. Okay? So don't go complaining around the world and then asking, is there a way to circumvent these terms and conditions? No, the answer is no. The terms and conditions is there. It's either and before you actually accept the terms and conditions from the bank, the banker must brief you. This is what you need to do. If you cannot agree or you feel that it's too headache so much so too headache I don't want I got other choice, then please go ahead, sign your other bank. But if you choose to take with Affin Bank or any bank for that matter, you have to agree with the terms and conditions, then you take. If not, don't take. Simple as that. Nobody is going to force you, nobody is going to put a gun on your head asking you to take the offer. No. I want to make it clear that the bank is not here to force you to take the loan with them. We are just providing you a service. That's all from me today. I hope the video has been helpful. If you are a real estate agent or developers watching this video and you want to work with a banker, I'm a banker, you can just contact me down below, okay? And we can discuss, see whether we are a good fit to work together or not. Until then, I'll see you again in the next video.